welcome back. Trade wars, immigration raids, and climate change have made 2025 a rough year for American farmers. Earlier this month, the White House announced a $12 billion aid package to bail out farms impacted by President Trump's tariffs. The one-time payments are earmarked to help farmers in the short term. While farmers have widely supported the president, some tell CNN that they want free trade, not free aid. The president of the National Black Farmers Association, John Boyd Jr., is with us. Always great to see you. You always put so much insight into what you and other farmers are experiencing and what you still need, especially when it pertains to support from the federal government. So what's your reaction to the administration's efforts to aid farms right now?
Well, the President Trump made a huge mess out of this thing, Frederica, where the actual tariffs hurt America's farmers. He gave $40 billion to Argentina, and since he was elected, farm suicides are up, farm bankruptcies are up, farm foreclosures are up, and every time we watch a press conference, he says, Biden did it. Biden didn't do this. All this is the result of President Trump's bad decision to enforce tariffs on China, Mexico, Canada, all of our trade partners that farmers like myself rely on to have a good, sound market. So the president tries to bail out America's farmers, but the farmers won't actually receive the payments until February. In my opinion, it's too late. My farm notes are due in December and January is when farmers like myself need assistance. I've been farming, Frederica, 42 years.
Yeah.
This is the first year that grain elevators was closed due to the president's tariffs in the middle of my harvest. So I had to stop harvest, wait for the grain elevators to reopen and then start buying soybeans at a much lower price. So America's farmers are hurting, and the president met with farmers that at the White House that I was excluded from, something about DEI, something they told me. Frederica, there's no DEI on my farm. My cows eat the same amount of cows, hay as others, and I have to be able to produce a crop in good times, at bad times, which I've been able to do. So shame on the president for not having us at the table.
So you're being hit in several directions, from several directions. And then soybean farmers particularly have been hit very hard in the United States with the soybean market, or China benefiting the most from the soybean market, and no longer a lot of American farmers. So what's the formula that you understand the government payouts to be? I mean, it depends on your acreage, it depends on your losses, but as you said, in your case, bills need to be paid right now. There are a lot of farmers who are liquidating. What's the calculus of what you or others might be able to count on as it pertains to the payouts? And if it doesn't come till January, February, or March, is it too late?
Well, a couple of things. One, the $12 billion is not going to be enough when really America's farmers were hit with between $45 and a $50 billion loss in soybean production in this country. So what the president is proposing is a drop in the bucket. And then there was the way that you have to go into the office and report your farm serial number and your acreage. And I believe the deadline was December 19th. So there needs to be more time for farmers to go in and actually report their acreage. Many of our members have not reported their acreage. And they went in Friday. The offices in many areas in Mississippi was closed. So we need additional time. And this administration, Frederica, the reason I wanted to be at the table with the president is to tell them that no farmer should be losing their farm because of their inactions or their bad decisions on tariffs.
And you feel that is happening?
Well, we need a complete farm moratorium. They shouldn't be foreclosing on the farm because he completely lost his market due to the president's tariffs. And that's what happened here. The president came in and took away the actual market for soybeans, the actual market for corn, and he messed things up with Canada with us for fertilizer. So all of our input costs, fertilizer, fuel, lime, all these things are up, and the actual price of soybeans are down. And now the market that we fought for so long, he rightfully so gave it to his friend over in Argentina, you know? So what's happened to face to America's farmers to bail out Argentina for $40 billion when he should have been helping farmers like myself and America's farmers stay on the farm. So this administration, in a year's time, has caused complete havoc in the United States for America's agriculture.
So, John, before I let you go, I just want to follow up on one thing you said. You were talking about a response from the White House about DEI, and I just wonder, you're the president of the National Black Farmers Association. Are you saying that you were asked to be, you were trying to be part of the conversation, and you received that kind of response, or are you saying that that comment will impact your eligibility to receive assistance?
Thank you. Thank you for asking for clarity. The administration said they were moving away from DEI. And what I was explaining in my conversation with you, there's nothing on my farm that looks like DEI. My cows eat the same amount of hay as the white farmers do. My tractors burn the same amount of diesel fuel. The problems I have is when I leave my farm. These companies have treated black farmers differently. It's clear to what I'm saying. So we have a different set of problems that other farmers don't face in this country. So I have to produce the same amount of crop as everybody else, but we are not at the table. There wasn't a black person in that room when the president met with farmers from in the audience or an actual black farmer in the room. So they're saying they want to get away from all of these things. And then, Frederick, what's very alarming to me, they brought in white farmers from South Africa. They said they want to get away from the race thing, but they're bringing in white farmers from South Africa, providing them with a homestead and a fast path to citizenship, and everybody that looks like me, they want to get them out the country. Ethiopians, Somalians, all of these persons have a deadline to leave the United States. So this administration is looking at farmers like myself more differently than they do white farmers, and I still have to compete, is what I clearly was trying to say. So I wasn't invited to the meeting, but we're farmers too, and our farmers here are faced with all kinds of stuff. We have people out in the fields telling them that this was a slave reparations, $12 billion that we were opting out. So we have all of these sets of issues, but we aren't at the table to raise them with this administration. And I think it's because of all of my interaction in the past with Stephen Miller and how they really put some roadblocks in the way when President Biden put $5 billion for debt relief and to get our land out of inventory. Stephen Miller and other white farmers in these states around filed lawsuits to block that. So I think there's a lot of history there too.
Yeah, because you have been involved and central to the fight against discrimination that many black farmers in this country have faced historically for many decades. So I understand when you're making reference to that and the history associated with that. John Boyd, glad you could be with us. Thank you so much as president of the National Black Farmers Association. You have another comment? What's that?
Yes, I do. I would like to say congratulations to the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina, who I've been involved with, who won federal recognition for so many years in their fight. So congratulations to them, and happy holidays to all of the American farmers. Support America's farmers. We need your support now.
All right. Happy holidays. Thank you so much.